What's up? Charlie Kirk was killed, and the freaking Democrat Party, Obama, Black Lives Matter, and Jimmy Crockett turned Kirkland's death into a weapon and everything. Instead of trying to unify country, they use it as a weapon to spread lies, propaganda, and everything. And this video right here will break down the Congress hearing, Obama's speech, AOC's floor defense, Black Lives Matter chant in New York, and Jimmy Crockett riot followed by Seder Steele exposed in the media spin. Basically, and not all that, Charlie Kirk's wife is suing Jimmy Kimmel for basically lying on her dead husband. This is the kind of shit the Democrats like to do and everything. They like to lie on their people and everything. Turn it around, make it look like they're the bad guys, they're the ones that did it, and the ones who did the crime were the victims. That's the whole narrative for the Democrat Party right there, and quite frankly, it's getting out of hand. AOC is losing her mind as a Democrat in Congress, but to be honest, it's getting out of hand because that's just how they are. And there's a lot of people voting for the Democrat Party that's sick in their head as well. So let's get to the video.
Conservatives blaming MAGA and even chanting in the streets tonight. You can see it all. You got Crockett in Congress, Obama's hypocrisy, AOC on the floor, you got BLM marching, and the media trying to spin it. Let's check it out.
Objection tendered. I recognize Ms. Crockett for unanimous consent.
Yes, Mr. Chair, since I wasn't allowed equal time to debate, I have a UC. It is from, it looks like Yahoo News. It says, Charlie Kirk suspect's grandma says family is all MAGA.
Without objection, so ordered. Chair recognizes Ms. Green from Georgia.
Mr. Chair, Miranda, you see as well.
We'll recognize you next time. Chair, Ms. Green, it's your 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I can assure you that the man, the 22-year-old man, Tyler Robinson, that murdered Charlie Kirk is not MAGA. His family may be Republican, but all of the evidence that is being presented proves that he is a far leftist, very much integrated in online groups that are linked to Antifa. He was in a relationship with a biological male, so-called furry, whatever that is transitioning to be a fake woman. He was not MAGA, not one bit. That is a complete lie, and it's an insult to every single Republican and person that identifies with those type of politics. We will not tolerate it, and that is the exact type of language that is getting many of us death threats day after day, and led to shootings on the baseball field where Steve Scalise was shot. This is what led to President Trump nearly being assassinated this past summer. This is what has led to Charlie Kirk being assassinated. And so I just want to give a warning there. We're not going to tolerate that anymore. You know, something else we're not going to tolerate is crime. On August 11th.
Now, Jasmine Crockett tried to brand Charlie Kirk's killer as MAGA. But MTG, Major Retailer Green, whom I had the pleasure of being able to see in person. I didn't get a picture though, but anyhow. But Major Retailer Green set the record straight. It's a complete lie. Complete lie. Fabricated. Why does that matter?
It's the reason why Jimmy Crockett, or why do they call her fake Croc? Crap, really. Wants to try to make it like Republicans kill Republicans. That way, it's all about the election coming up, okay? If they can use this to their advantage to get people to vote for them, to get and take everything what Republicans have built and trying to build, knock that out of the way, just fuck it all up so they get back to doing what they want to do, because they want the transgenders back in the schools, try to get more kids to do that right there, and everything. And then they start attacking more Christian places too. Because this is the whole idea of the part. If you look up word Democrat meaning terrorist, okay, this is the same people who want to put blacks back in slaves chain. Okay, Democrat Party wanted blacks back in slaves. Okay, and they don't hide that. And this is the same party who ran the Ku Klux Klan, the Democrats did. Okay, they want to use this as the weapon to try to get people to say, yeah, we don't vote for the Republicans anymore because they killed their own people. We voted with y'all. That's the whole point. Using a man's death to get votes. That's what the Democrats are doing. And we Republicans, we get tired of this shit. And on that, we're getting attacked because we're Christians. Democrats don't like Christians. They don't believe in God. Prime example, right here, they don't believe it. When the White House comes together, they gotta stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. The Democrat Party do not stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. At all. If you watch the videos, they do the Pledge of Allegiance, you don't see them standing up. They don't give a fuck about the American people. You're not trans, you're not foreigner, they don't give a fuck about you. Back to the video.
I'll tell you why, because that lie is fuel. It paints half the country as terrorists. And history shows us when you demonize people, you justify violence against them. Now listen to how the same rhetoric drips into a speech from the so-called unifier.
I want to just mention President Obama's remarks.
Yes.
Because I'm seething about this. This is ostensibly like the standard bearer, and he comes out there and he acts like, I'm gonna do the unity. I'm gonna do the thing, you know? We can both condemn what happened to Charlie in no uncertain terms and say we disagree with him. So then what are the examples that he gives of disagreeing with Charlie? It's so amazing, Emily. They're all about race, and they are all mischaracterizations of what Charlie said, including the fabricated quote that Karen Attiah was fired from the Washington Post for fabricating.
Yep.
You know, all painting Charlie as a racist, right?
That's a great point.
And then President Obama says, in my day, we didn't demonize the other side. Not only did he actually do it, demonize everybody on the right as clinging to their guns and their Bibles, implying everybody's, you know, backward, Neanderthals, racist, etc. But he did it on that very stage. Like, he literally could not get through the event without demonizing the other side while pretending that his hands are so clean from this. And I just couldn't get over it because the way that the left does it is all in this very highfalutin, you know, like above it all. But they're actually doing the same thing. What you got from every segment of Obama's talk just there is the other side are racists, are bad people, are violent, are vile, and are divisive. When he is, like, that is divisive to say it, and he does this every single time he speaks. And it's just such a farce. Because at the end of the day, you know, the left loves to say Donald Trump is divisive, but what he actually did was he united the very racially diverse working class of this country around the idea that they deserved a fair shot at the American dream. After it had been denied them by successive Democratic presidents and regimes, including President Obama.
Classic Obama, huh? Claim the high ground, then slip in discredited quotes to smear Charlie as racist. That isn't unity, man. It's polished. It's a polished way to divide. That's what I just got from that, or what I got from Obama. And the tragedy is millions watching think they're hearing peace and what they actually are hearing is contempt dressed up in nice words. And when leaders set that tone, others in power echo it. Watch this floor speech.
I think Gentleman Representative Green for his graciousness. Today, the Republican House majority brought to the floor a resolution honoring the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's assassination was a horrific and vile attack incident of political violence. And condemning the depravity of Kirk's brutal murder is a straightforward matter.
one that is especially important to help stabilize an increasingly unsafe and volatile political environment where everyday people feel more at risk. We can deeply disagree and come together as a country to denounce the horror of this killing. And it is not a license for the abuse of power and whitewashing of American history. Today's resolution only underscores the majority's recklessness by choosing to author this condemnation and honoring on a purely partisan basis, instead of uniting Congress in this tragedy with one of the many bipartisan options to condemn political violence and Kirk's murder, as we did with the late Melissa Hortman. Instead, the majority proceeded with a resolution that brings great pain to the millions of Americans who endured segregation, Jim Crow, and the legacy of bigotry today. We should be clear.
I know AOC ain't talking. Everything that comes out of her mouth is a bunch of bullshit lies. Constantly come out of her mouth. She's not even American, to be honest. She didn't even come over here as American. She came over here when she was 16. She was not even born over here. Okay? I don't know when she got citizenship over here, when she applied for it on a foreign green card. To come over here, she was 16 when she came over here as a transfer student or something like that. And then, that right there, she was not even American. Okay, she was not even born in this country. She came from another country when she was 16. And she still causing stupid shit. She don't know what the hell is going on. So, listen to her words. Listen to what she says, and you tell she's full of shit. Basically, she has some show her ass. She can't get it out. So, yeah, back to the video.
About who Charlie Kirk was.
Charlie Kirk was a good
who
guy.
believed that the Civil Rights Act that granted black Americans the right to vote was a mistake.
Lies.
Who, after the violent attack on Paul Pelosi, claimed that, quote, some amazing patriot, unquote, should bail out his brutal assailant.
Lies.
And
There's
accused
love.
Jews of controlling, quote, not just the colleges, it's the nonprofits, it's the movies, it's Hollywood, it's all of it, unquote. His
All
rhetoric
lies.
and beliefs were ignorant, uneducated, and sought to disenfranchise millions of Americans, far from the working tirelessly to promote unity, unquote, asserted by the majority in this resolution. It is equally important that Congress does unite to reject the government's attempt to weaponize this moment into an all-out assault on free speech across the country.
Lies again.
All
You
in the
use
name of
it.
Charlie
Fat
Kirk.
bitch.
President Trump and the FCC are now cynically threatening to shut down ABC and any outlets who give airtime to the administration's political critics.
So they lie.
This is a disgusting attack on the American people
Doesn't
and the
attack-
very
it's
First
used
Amendment
disgusting.
rights
You
that
attack a
define
dead
us
man.
as a country. It is also the ABC Corporation's responsibility to refuse to embolden and participate in this corruption and escalation of censorship. We continue to pray for Mr. Kirk's family and loved ones in the wake
Right, yeah,
of
we're
this
getting
terrible
killed.
act.
Really?
I am
Really?
thinking especially of his children and his wife, whose grief cannot be measured. And with that, I yield back to the gentleman.
I
So-
bid the lady good day, and would proceed now.
A man is murdered, and instead of honoring his life, AOC uses the moment to dredge up a political grudge.
Mm-hmm.
She called Charlie ignorant and uneducated.
Mm-hmm.
Right after acknowledging his death was vile.
Yep.
That's not unity, that's weaponizing tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a betrayal of the very idea of Congress. And here's where words spill into the streets. New York City, last night.
Fuck Charlie Kirk! Fuck Charlie Kirk! Fuck Charlie Kirk! Fuck Charlie Kirk! Racist bastard! Racist bastard! Piss on your ashes! Piss on your ashes! Spit on your grave! Spit on your grave! I'll never be a slave! I'll never be a slave! I'll never I'll never be a slave.
As you can see, Black Lives Matter trying to use this as a way to get race bait too. Obama and all of them are using Charlie Kirk's death as a weapon to cause division, not unity. Okay? Charlie Kirk was not racist. None of that shit. AOC, Obama, Black Lives Matter, Jimmy Crockett, Letitia James, Fannie Williams, Jimmy Carroll, all those Democrat people you see are full of shit. They're using his death as an excuse to weaponize the country. They're sick in the head, they're deserved to rot in hell, and they're going to get their judgment one day. Okay? Good night.